Welcome to Barnwell Middle School and our virtual tour. When you arrive on our middle school campus, you have a choice of two ways in. If you're a student, you're heading up the student entrance. Everybody else is going to sign in at reception. This is our reception area, normally manned by a lovely team of ladies. At the moment, completely deserted, as you can see. I just beat myself in and let myself through the door. So this leads us through into what we call student services. It has a whole load of notice boards that you might recognise from my introduction to colleges earlier on. There's information up there for every college about the scores and the points that have been achieved by each of the students. As I head straight on down, I get into G block, and this is a 3-storey building that contains maths, English, drama, a little bit of ICT, and does lead through to modern foreign languages. So this is the bottom of C block. There's not many classrooms downstairs. Most of the classrooms are upstairs. And as I say, there are 3 floors to this building. The ground floor, as I say, very little classrooms. First floor contains maths classrooms. Second floor contains English classrooms. So it's nice and straightforward. Gents' toilet, all important to know where those are, if you're a gentleman, of course. Carrying on down through G block and into the second of 3 stairwells. Every stairwell has a little sign telling you which classrooms are up that stairwell. So G9, G10, G11 and G12 for this one. I'll explain a little bit more about what they mean in a minute or two. So as we carry on down G block, through another set of double doors, we have the ladies' toilet on the right. We have our third of 3 sets of stairs, and we have what is called our pastoral hub, or the heads of college office. We've also got our little bit of IT down here, so G3 and G2, just in that second little opening there. They're both IT rooms, 28 computers in each, and obviously internet access and printing ability from there as well. Heading out through these doors takes us to languages, and our 4 classroom languages block, simply labelled L1, L2, L3 and L4, and just arranged off of that central corridor. So that's really quite straightforward. It's difficult to show you that. There we go. So 4 classrooms in there, nice and simple. This gives us a view here of our field, just sweeping round, and the gym and changing rooms, our learning support base, and the field side of G block. If I head this way and I head round to my left, it will take me around onto what is a little tiny bit of field, and if I sweep round to the right, I shall go past pad and straight onto what is our playground. Our playground is flanked on 3 sides by buildings. N block, which is downstairs humanities, so geography, history. Upstairs it is all IT suites. I'll take you inside there in a moment. We have J block on the side there, 1-storey block, which has inside it a textiles room, a workshop, technology workshop, and a computer room. And this would then be the playground side of G block, showing the fact that you've got 3 floors, as I say, English on the top floor, maths on the middle floor, a couple of IT rooms and 1 drama studio on the bottom floor. Heading back up this way will lead us back up to student services, and in fact student services is what you can see in front of me. I'm going to head up here and through that double door. So we've come through those double doors there from the playground into what is called H block, and H block corridor looks like this. So classrooms on each side, but not normal classrooms, if you like. On our right, we've got H9 and H8, which are both dance studios. And on our left, we've got H6, which is one half of our food room, and H5, which is the other half of our food room. It used to be 2 classrooms, it's now one big classroom. So, having walked back down the H block corridor a little bit, we find there's a junction, a connection, a pathway that leads us through to SM block, and that stands for science and music. A few other bits and pieces in here as well, but science and music. So through our little link corridor, you can see where you can't. On the right hand side is our car park, on the left hand side leads through to more bits of school. So big sign there telling us where the science department is. This is music to our right, our learning resource centre library straight ahead of us, and science is where we're headed. So walking down to science, there are 6 science labs down here, similar but each one's slightly different. Will the door open? Yes. So this is lab 1, all very similarly laid out. Science benches, all ready for practical experiments. That's Mrs. Butterfield's lab 1. The rest of the labs are all laid out around this little garden feature pond in the middle. I believe there's something rare and weird in the bottom of that pond, but I'm not sure what it is. So there's lab 6, cupboard, and an IT room in the middle here. Again, 28 computers and internet and printing access. Heading through that door. Lab 5, lab 4, sweeping around the prep room and the little hatch. Lab 3, lab 2 down the ends. Doors out onto the playground, little ways to the playground, but doors out onto the playground. The other side of the IT room, and then headed back the way we came, straight past the science office on our right, back to lab 1 again. As we head up this way, we have to our right H7, which is one of our drama studios, and carry on up through these double doors will lead us to creative learning, and more to the point will lead us to 2 art rooms. So H2, art room number 1 if you like. Really got that around the wrong way. Some fantastic bits of college art there in a pop art theme. And will lead us to H1. So we're now at the top end of H block corridor. If I head on back this way, I can't get out of it, but there is a door to my right that will lead to the playground and to N block. So this is N block. This is a building that we had put up as we took over this school. Downstairs there are 4 classrooms, N3, N4, N5 and N6 beyond those fire doors. There are some offices and other bits and pieces as we go along that side. Fairly well hidden is the staircase to upstairs and to IT computing. So this leads us up into the IT area. Got 4 IT suites, all very similar, all set out in a very, very similar way. As you come and join us at Barnwell, you will get your own network access, you'll get your own ability to print and ability to access the internet and all that kind of stuff. So 4 IT rooms up here. This one is Miss Maynard's room, N10. So as you can see, a series of computers all set out around desks, all with internet access, the ability to print. The teacher's desk on the right there, 28 computers in each of 4 IT rooms up here. So I've come back down to these double doors, this time heading in the opposite direction. So we head back through these doors. It leads us back into our reception area, student services to our right, and I'll give you a quick sneak inside our hall. So the main school hall, looking quite dark and deserted at the moment, but that's our main school hall. Assemblies, generally the main reason you'd come into this space. Come back out the hall again and heading up the corridor that leads down the side of the hall. And this corridor leads us down to PE, but also down to the dining hall. So Barnwell Bistro is located at the end of this corridor. You may have heard about how you pay for food using your finger, because we have what's called a cashless system. There's Barnwell Bistro, and you can load money onto your thumb using that machine. Apologies for the paint missing. The students think if you rub the coin on the box, it works better. Not sure it gives them any more money, but there we go. So heading down into Barnwell Bistro, again, quiet, deserted, upside down chairs on tables, but normally this is thriving and smelling delicious. Leading through from the dining hall into our conservatory, again, big space to sit and eat, again looking very, very empty. And the doors here lead out onto a very overgrown bit of garden. Our tennis courts that have been recently refurbished, and over onto the school field. So I've just come through the doors from the conservatory and spotted the shallow end sign. Of course there is no swimming pool here now. Used to be a swimming pool exactly where the conservatory is now, but that is long gone. Our swimming pool's on our upper campus. The door in the corner there leads through to the boys' changing rooms, because this building here, this big white building, is the gym. Some outdoor table tennis tables, say our tennis courts, picnic benches. As far as lunch goes, if you've bought lunch, obviously you can eat it in the canteen. If you want to bring it out, you can bring it out. If you've bought in a packed lunch, same options. If you want to eat outside, you can eat outside. If you want to join people in the canteen, that's absolutely fine. So walking back around this way leads us back out onto the school field, and again to the back end of G Block. Just show you where the girls' entrance is for changing, which is that set of double doors directly in front of us there. Staff room, learning support, G Block, and languages. And just sweeping round again, as you've seen already, our school field. And back to our table tennis tables. So I've come down to the front of school again, and this time we're going to head through the student entrance. Apologies for the broken branches and leaves and overgrown grass. You can tell nobody's walked this in a very long while. This is the entrance that you would normally come in through on an ordinary school day. Takes us round the end of science block, you can see there to the left, and leads us up and round and in via what we call the student gates. So these gates are locked during the school day, but opened at the start of the day, ready for you to arrive, and then opened again at the end of the day, ready for you to depart. So heading through these gates in front of me, you can see there are some bike sheds. So if you're looking to come to school on your bike, that's one place where you can pop your bike while you're here. There are also some bike sheds over here. So these ones are not locked during the day, they're open. These bike sheds here are locked during the school day. Most students then are going to carry on heading through that way. You might decide though that if your first lesson was science, that you might head into the science block, which would be then down those steps and in that way. Or alternatively, if you happen to have technology in either H3 or H4, that would be where you'd go for that. So heading on down this way, which is the way that most people will arrive into school and will come through, this will lead us round ultimately to our playgrounds, to M block and to most of the rest of the school. You can see in front of us N1 and N2, which is 2 more humanities classrooms, and then as we come round the corner we've got M block in front of us, G block in the background, J block just on the grounds there, and you can just about see the grey looking top of the school hall. I hope this tour has been useful. If you want to have a look at the maps that are online as well, and there is other videos, please do familiarise yourself as much as you can. We look forward to welcoming you very, very soon.